We are about to see the continuation of this incredible story of Alchemy of Souls. We will soon know what will happen in the second season. But thanks to the previews, photos, and posters that have presented the production, we can have an idea of what will be happening. We know that Jin-moo is the bad guy of the story and that he did a lot of bad things in the first season, and he is expected to do the same or worse in the second season. But have you ever wondered what Jin-moo's plan could be and what things he will do to get what he wants? That's why today I'm going to talk about. This is Jin-moo's plan for the second season of Alchemy of Souls. But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be among the first to see our content. Let's talk a little bit about Jin-moo. This evil man didn't always have power. He used to serve Jang Gang, Jang Wook's father. How he served Jang Gang? He knew about the ice stone and the things that could be done with it. Jin-moo told Jang Gang that a rumor had spread that he was using the ice stone and that bodies could be changed, and so the king wanted to see him because he wanted to know what kind of magic that was. When the king saw Jang Gang, he asked him to use the soul injectors so that they could change bodies for a week because he wanted to have a son. After they did the soul shifting, the king's soul into Jang Gang's body, he got Jang Gang's wife pregnant, and then Jang Wook was born. After that, Jang Gang was very angry and frustrated about what he did and the consequences. For that reason, he was thinking that the best thing to do was to hide the ice stone so that it would not bring more misfortune to people. Then Jang Gang tells Jin-moo that no one will know about the ice stone because he hid it to avoid more trouble. Surprised, Jin-moo begs him to please tell him where it is, what is wrong that he did that, and to please tell him that he will make good use of it. Apparently at that time Jin-moo had not shown the negative side of him, and Jang Gang decided to tell him where the stone was. We know this information because later footage was shown where Jin-moo was in a boat with Booyeon and he had told her to find the ice stone. Then we saw that Booyeon found it, but because she wouldn't give it to him, Jin-moo pushed her into the lake and was able to get the ice stone. So we see how wicked he is, because he did not have a little compassion for a blind girl who was trying to help him. Understanding this, it is believed that the ice stone was with Jin-moo for a while and then passed into Ho-yeon's hands. That would explain why the one posing as the queen had soul injectors and why in the later chapters Ho-yeon was the one who presented the ice stone. Ho-yeon presented the ice stone and was about to strangle Moo-dok. At that moment we saw Moo-dok levitating and as if she was in control of the ice stone. It was there that Moo-dok had the vision where she saw Booyeon as a child and Booyeon as an adult and explained what the stone was like. Before that, Jin-moo and the queen had a plan for that day to steal the ice stone and leave. But the plans changed because Jin-moo was not going to imagine that Moo-dok was going to have the power of the ice stone for a while. We know that according to Booyeon's explanation, nobody can have the ice stone, they only use its power. So at that moment Moo-dok used the power of the ice stone to recover her powers again, understanding that she wanted to recover the powers of Naksu, which is the soul that inhabited Moo-dok's body. After that, Jin-moo's plans were ruined again because they had discovered the true soul of the queen, and that he was an accomplice to everything that had happened. Seeing that all his plans had been damaged, he came up with another idea. In the last chapter of Season 1, we saw how Jin-moo came up with the idea of using sorcery to enter Naksu's mind. But why did he do this if he knew that Jang Wook and Moo-dok were going to leave and get away from everyone? What trouble could some people cause him so that he wouldn't have to see them? Well, we know that Jin-moo is envious and greedy and only cares about his profit and gaining power. He did the witchcraft to Moo-dok because he knew that in that body lived Naksu's soul and she knew many things about him, so it was not convenient for him that she was still alive. We added that Moo-dok reflected that she could have the ice stone. He also wanted to kill Jang Wook because he knew that he was the person with the king's star energy. so it doesn't suit him to have someone so powerful alive. For that reason, Jin-moo uses sorcery to make Moodok kill specific people. One of them was Yutak and Jang Wook, and in the end herself, because she was going to be petrified. Jin-moo used bells that hypnotized Moodok and allowed her to follow his instructions. Apparently Jin-moo will use another method to do the same thing she did in Season 1. In the trailer, we see Jin-moo tell Go-won, "Don't worry about Jang Wook, he is someone with the energy of heaven, just think of him as a tool you can use. I can call from death Naksu one more time." While an image of a jar that apparently may contain a powder or ashes is presented. Then Jin-moo thinks it has to shake Jang Wook. Then images of him holding the jade are seen and he apparently meets Naksu in the forest. Images are also presented where Naksu is seen in the forest as disturbed. So it is very likely that Jin-moo is using some of Naksu's own ashes to do a type of sorcery and can control her mind. Recall that Jin-moo was the one who had her body burned, so it wouldn't be surprising if he kept some of her ashes. But it could also be a simple witchcraft powder. The most important thing is to know that in this new season Jin-moo will use Naksu to make Jae-wook suffer in order to eliminate him. Another image that was presented in the trailer was when Naksu is talking to Jang Wook and tells him that he has a beautiful stone, referring to the ice stone, and then he asks her how she knows that he has that inside him. We also saw that he was asking Park Jin for advice and told him that he can take off the ice stone because it was too strong for him, and Park Jin said that if he does that he will die. Now the only way for Jin-moo to win in this whole thing is not so much by eliminating Naksu or Jang Wook, but by getting the ice stone, which has always been his main purpose. For that reason he has to make Jang Wook fall in love with Naksu so that then out of love for her he will give her the ice stone. In addition to this, it is believed that Jin-moo will have a big fight with Park Jin. In one of the previews we could see that Jin-moo is in the flames and we saw Park Jin also using his powers in similar place. So if we saw an evil Jin-moo in the first season, in the second season we think he will be even more evil. What else do you think Jin-moo will do? Leave your comment here so we can read it. Remember to subscribe to this channel. We will be giving more information about this great series.